Okay, Mama, take it away. Hi, Lily.
Hello, everyone. Thank you for being a part of today's show, of joining us, actually. It's about to start. Thank you very much. It's me again, Ife Moma Badnuju. It's been an eventful week. It's been going all well for me, or it was going all well for me until yesterday morning. I forgot to mention, yes, I had a bad back out of nowhere. So I've just been battling with bad back since yesterday. I even
back pain, you mean, right?
Yeah.
You have to do stretching exercises.
I've got this heat to help me carry on. So it's not been an easy one. It just brought back memories 6 years ago, because that was the last time I had the severe pelvic girdle pain when I was pregnant. It went away. I don't know why. It just came on. It's been that bad.
Try do stretching exercises, like stretch your back.
Okay, I tried.
You go on Pinterest, you see.
I thought lying down would have made a difference.
Oh, that wasn't it.
Oh, okay. Just a mixture of trying everything, one thing after the other. Apart from that, thank God I'm alive. Ben, your phone, you're on mute. I guess you've got an advice for me.
Yeah, I muted everybody. Yeah.
No, I said I'm mailing my massage chair to you.
Oh, it's how I wish that would get to me. I've had offers to go for massage as well. That would help acupuncture and whatnot. Yeah. So I've got that niggling pain there, but I have to smile.
Of course.
For every other thing, yeah. Wabs, do you want to tell us how's your week been?
My week has been good, but I had my annual Coochie doctor. I went to and my blood pressure was a little high. So since last night, I've been thinking, yeah, it was high. It was the first time they did it, I think it was 130/100. Then the doctor did it again, it was over 90. It's still high. So, and I know last year I went for my regular annual, it was a little bit high, over 92. So I'm thinking, am I trying to develop blood pressure or something? So I've been thinking about how to reduce, I love meat so much. So what I've been thinking about, the exercise I can do even on the bed, because I'm a lazy workout person. I've been thinking about how to, maybe cut down on meat, and it's giving me a headache too. So I don't know. So that's, but otherwise it's been good.
What kind of meat, please? White meat or red meat?
The advice both like chicken and fish, and not every fish, like salmon, mackerel is good. Any fish with like healthy fats is good and everything. So yeah, and I know last year too, my LDL was a little bit elevated. The doctor didn't mention it. I know because I work with labs, so I understand it's going up a little. So I increased my fiber and everything. So my mom had diabetes, my mom had thyroid disease, my mom had blood pressure. So I don't want.
Stop. You know what? The only thing I'll tell you, Stop thinking about the things you cannot change.
Yes, you can change it. You can change it.
No. I said, stop thinking about the things you cannot change.
I see myself as somebody who doesn't give, a care in the world. So I don't know.
So exactly, surprisingly.
Yeah, I think it's a lifestyle. Yeah, I think it's a lifestyle thing. I think mine should be I think it's a lifestyle.
Cholesterol. Have you checked your cholesterol?
I have a annual physical this March, so I'll do the lab, go see the doctor. So I'll check everything. That's what I'm saying. Last year the LDL was a little bit elevated. My total cholesterol was fine, but the bad cholesterol, which is the LDL, it should be under 100. Mine was 119. The doctor didn't say anything to me because it was nothing. My triglycerides were good. Every other thing was good. HDL was good, but me being in a healthcare, I understand it's going up a little bit. I don't. Having a family history from my mom, I don't want those. So I'm thinking about cutting meat, small.
Okay, Ben. How has your week been?
Oh,
my week is unending.
My week has been eventful, and I went for a new job interview on Tuesday.
Okay.
On Tuesday, so I needed something because now we are not busy. We might not be busy in Amazon, so I needed a side hustle. So luckily, the side hustle said they want me from 11 p.m. to 7 a.m. I said, "Wow, wonderful!" And I'm just coming back from the airport. I went to drop off my aunt that are going to Nigeria. They are going to Nigeria today. So
with your mother-in-law or not?
All of them. His two, the immediate younger sister and his last brother, they went with her.
Yeah, safe travel.
Yeah, they went with her. So, but apart from that, my week.
Okay, good. We have a few people without camera on. I don't know why they've chosen to do that. I don't know if they're hiding or if they're listening to us.
Like one
without camera. Andy is without camera.
Lillian, good. Thank you for turning on that camera. Lillian, how's your week been?
Camera. She is without camera.
Lillian, how's your week been?
It's been awesome. Can't complain.
Good.
I wish we were actually like where your background is. I would dive in. It looks so beautiful. It looks so real.
I know, it's just a virtual background. Yeah.
But we're in cold Connecticut.
Right, it's so cold now. So we're used to it.
You can't complain, but at least you've got life.
Right.
Yeah. Okay. Without much ado, we're running behind schedule somehow. I think a minute after the meantime. Let's get straight into today's show. We're talking about today's topic is hold on or let go. Of course, that has stirred some curiosity. People want to know, what are we holding on to? What are we letting go? In today's context, we're talking about relationships. Oftentimes, it's palpable when a situation or relationship dies, but we would try to revive it to no avail. That said, it's valuable to hang on when you can, obviously to let go when you cannot get it back. And that takes me to a little scenario. We've had stories. This is a very common story scenario. It happens everywhere, but it's come up again just for the purpose of today's show.
Hold on. Beppe, can you mute yourself? I'm unable to mute you. You have background noise coming in. Go ahead. Sorry.
Oh, did we lose them completely? Sorry about that.
I think something is wrong with his phone. Something is wrong with his phone, yeah.
So, where this young man has he had the opportunity, or he had the money to support the young lady through education, listing that supported the girl's family. He was just in Igbo land, Oche was their god at that time. And that progressed into marriage. And since they've been together in this marriage, this young woman has not known peace. The man wouldn't respect her. I won't talk respecting, we're not just talking about cheating. Their relationship at home doesn't speak to her as a wife, doesn't communicate with her when things needs to be done in the family. He just does his thing. As far as he's concerned, no other person matters. It's just me and me alone. So obviously, my young lady, even if it's something, and sometimes these things happen and you think it's a norm, but when you come to that realization, you think, no, should I? What do I do? So that takes me to the first question, which is, as a man, we've got men here, will you stay with a woman, as a woman, sorry, will you stay with a man who supported you and your family through school and disrespects you? That includes beating you, telling lies about you, undermining you, and this happens regularly. As a woman, will you remain in that relationship with that man because he's supported your family ultra and supported you prior to marriage, or even it might still be happening in the marriage? What's your take on this? Lillian, sorry, put you on the spot. What do you think as a woman?
That's okay. And that's actually why I joined, because
I know that.
I saw the topic and I was like, okay, let me see what this is all about. Because that's, from the context that you gave, that's kind of my personal experience. I was just having a conversation with someone yesterday about my life and how I came to where I am today. And my ex-husband was in that position where he kind of catered for us, my family and I, in so many ways. I was asked if I married because I loved him, but my definition of love at that time was nothing for me to understand, because I didn't really know what it means to love somebody at the time. All I wanted was to go to college, and he said he was going to send me to college. So I got married to him. And throughout the relationship and marriage, it was stressful, all kinds of issues going on. And sometimes you think about why you stayed, which is what this topic is all about. I was holding so many reasons. I was holding on for my kids because I didn't really want them to grow up in a broken home. I was holding on for my family, just to protect them and not say, oh, she got married and then she got divorced. Not the kind of issues that I had to deal with personally, which some of them knew and some of them didn't know. So I was just holding on to see, and also because I'm a woman of faith, I always believe that things will get better each year. Like we just started 2022, I prayed for every year that the past year should be better than the next one.
Amen.
All of us, they pray that prayer, but nothing for Abiola Babes.
I know. So as
Abiola Babes got zero.
Right. As the year continue to go, things were not getting any better. So to come to a point where I had to make that decision. Those kids, my kids that I was holding on for, the situation that they were in, is it better for them? I'm the adult and they are kids, so I had to come to that conclusion where, prayerfully, I may say, where I decided to take every step that I took to end the relationship, just because I wanted my kids to have a different experience in life and not really think that what they were experiencing is normal.
Okay, Lillian, just to ask, while you were trying to make this decision to let go, your family, who was part of who were the beneficiaries from this relationship, how did they feel about it?
Crush wants you to see her. Let me see the
Uche. Go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah.
Well, at this time, the family, I didn't think about any benefit or, how they ending the relationship. The marriage will impact my family at this time. My focus was just my kids, myself, my ex-husband, what is best for all of us at that time. So I didn't, at the beginning, yes, I was thinking about my family and the society, what are they going to say, people that I know, just concerned about people. But when push came to shove, I kind of stayed with what's going to benefit my immediate family, which is myself, my ex-husband.
Okay. Thank you very much, Lillian.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Another woman in here.
That's Uche.
Yeah, Uche is there. Izu is there. Uche. Uche, Nani. The question again, Uche, in case you didn't get the question is, as a woman, will you stay with a man who supported you and your family through school but disrespects you? He beats you, he lies against you, he undermines you regularly.
No.
He doesn't, you want nothing.
No, I will not stay.
Where's your camera now? I want
not
to see your
stay.
camera.
Sorry, guys, I can't show myself.
That's okay. We can hear you.
Okay, so I will not. That is total abuse. No, abuse of any kind shouldn't be tolerated, So I would not want to stay with a man who hurts me so bad like that. No, I wouldn't. Rather, let me work hard and pay him off whatever he thinks he spent. However, he trained you. Did you not service him? Did you not pay your own bit? Do you understand me? It's a two-way traffic. Do you understand me? What he gave you in finances or support, you gave him sexually, emotionally, and whatever. So no, now hitting you and being, no, it shouldn't stay. No. What if you die? What if you die? No. It's a no.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. The
Thank
no
you
is
so much.
too strong. It's a very strong no. Chipping in might be.
Like if you to piggyback on what she said, it's not even about the coochie part of it. It's about, even if he's the breadwinner, you're there raising the kids. Raising kids, we all know that raising kids is a full-time job. Parents went crazy just because of this lockdown during the COVID, that they had to stay at home and do everything for them kids. So when a woman stays home to raise kids and provide for them, she's doing a full-time job too. So she's doing her own part of the, she's cleaning, she's doing groceries, she's cooking. So it's not about just, we're not paying back, we just, we're having babies and you're complaining about the back. And I'm sure it stems from pregnancies, you know what I mean? Once you have kids, our body just shatters. So
okay, all right.
I have to say that it's easier said than done. Like, if you're in the situation, it's not that easy. Yeah, you can say, well, hey, I'm just gonna give up the relationship and just go, or just take care of myself and my kids. It's not an easy decision, especially when you are involved. I mean, we have to be realistic. We're mostly Nigerians. There's so many things you have to think about. Americans, it will be so easy. I mean, it's either it's working or it's not working. You just go. But for us, it's very, very difficult. There's so many things to consider. Are you living the marriage or the relationship? Will you be able to take care of yourself? Do you have the finances to be on your own? Especially where kids are involved. I have three kids. I had to think about them. What am I gonna do? Who's gonna pay the mortgage? All kinds of things going on in my head, that you have to think about. But if you're just in a relationship with some either a guy or a woman, it's kind of easier for you to say, well, I can't take this. But with kids involved, it's not an easy decision. And you can't just walk out. I tried to file for divorce 3 times and it didn't. I ended up withdrawing the papers. It's not easy.
Yeah, Lillian, I don't want to. I have something to say, but I don't want you to respond to it yet. So let's hear from a few other people. Let's hear from some ladies first, then we'll go to the guys. Binta, you're here. Binta is not speaking to me.
I'm here.
Okay, Bim, did you get the question? Did you get the question?
It's a no for me.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Zuchis, anyone has any contrary view to that no? That's why I wanted to say something. I know it's a no-no. Nobody's considering trying to make it work, trying to make that man change. Are we not talking about that?
If you did not ask me for
Chibu, sorry, darling. Chibu, go ahead. Go ahead.
You did not ask me, but for me, it's a
Apartment.
big fat no.
A big fat no.
Chibuzo, can we see your face?
Oh my God. Okay.
Oh, but you don't have COVID now, so let's see your face. Actually, we saw your face when you had COVID. Where are you? Okay. Oche. It's a big fat no, yeah. Because the side I'm Ogechi, you just came in. I don't know if you want to say something before we get to the next question. Because what I'm trying to say is, in the spirit of patience, are we going to look at what he has contributed? Can we make excuses for any behavior?
No, but as he's contributing, you're contributing now. Assuming it's marriage and there's kids involved, even if you're not working, like I said, you're making babies, you're taking care of the household. That's your own contribution.
EJ, you're making babies. It's not just you. We'll let the guys talk. I'll let guys talk about this because this is making me as if you're doing it alone. Everything.
So who is doing it with you? Who is carrying the pregnancy with you?
Who put the pregnancy? Did you do it alone?
That's a 60-second issue.
Okay, I'll let Leslie jump in here. Just Leslie, what do you have to say?
No, Leslie's the man. Leslie needs to take my own question. Your question is for
it's okay. The men can have a view on this question, EJ.
No. You know what? Yeah, yes, I'm here. Sorry for joining late. First of all, I think your question is sort of like I think there are some other issues you're trying to fit under the same umbrella. First of all, would you stay with an abusive partner, especially one like you talked about now, domestic violence? Oh no, that's an absolute no. Exactly. You shouldn't, because at this point, the well-being, your well-being, his well-being is threatened. Let me not bring in the kids first, because his well-being is, for instance, if he in the process of abuse he kills you, then he goes to jail for life. That damages him as well. So you don't want to do that. Number two, when kids are involved, it's a bit more delicate, but at the same time, it's still a no. You don't put up with any form of abuse. You shouldn't put up with it at all. And then in the case of the kids, I always say this, and God be my witness. If I met my wife and we decided to come together and start a relationship, whether you call it marriage, you call it civil partnership, you call it whatever.
So you not do marriage?
No, of course I got married. I married her like 3 or 4 times. You do the whole works. But then the point is, once kids get involved, this is my opinion. People can disagree. That is fine. My opinion is, once a child is produced in that relationship, you go to your Leslie switch and you turn it off for now, because it's not about you. It's about the kid. Until that child has been, if you do a very good job, that child will become independent early. And once a child becomes independent and can navigate the world on his own without necessarily having to depend on parents, you can go back to the Leslie switch and turn it back on. So in the next 10 years, you see me with dreadlocks and piercings and tattoos all over my face. I am ready for life. Leslie part 2. But for now, that wouldn't happen. That's the way I look at it. So anything that will threaten the well-being of the kids, you just have to make sure that you try as much as you can to discourage it. Now, when the relationship becomes that toxic that the two people can't function amicably or have a cordial vibe between them, then it's always good to put them apart. And whoever is playing, sorry?
You're echoing.
Oh, okay. I think it's because of my headphones. Somebody's. If somebody can mute their microphone, I think someone's right there. Yeah. So, and at that point, if whoever is playing the major role of the kids, so it depends on how old the children are at that point in time. if they need their mom more and the mom has to take custody of the children, then every other thought has to be having to empower the woman so that she can continue to provide the parenting. If the vibe between the two parties isn't that productive, then I will suggest that one person completely, and I will say this, it's not a good thing for men to hear, but I would say completely step aside so that the one person who can afford to provide a very stable and consistent parenting for the children carries on. So there are so many things under that umbrella, but my as a guy, as a husband, as a dad, I would say no, you don't put up with any form of abuse.
Okay, Leslie, what we're trying to draw out of there is sympathy in relationships. Because I've done things for them, they owe me their life.
Let me come back to that one. At least, there's this line of thinking which I have, which I preach a lot. There are things that border on the emotional, and there are things that border on the pragmatic. When you're being pragmatic, you're not being emotional. Emotional thinking, to me, I reserve that for certain contexts, but not when it comes to very serious things, because you need to think things through. You need to look at things logically, as pragmatically as possible, in order to come up with informed choices to make a very good decision. And the fact that, okay, at some point he decided, or she decided, let me use it in this context, she decided to pay my school fees and train my family and build my father a house and blah, 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 when we were dating, and finally married him, and I married her, does not automatically qualify that she might be my best life partner in the next 5 years. That is a completely different thing on its own.
Let's stop you there. You're jumping as if you saw a script. You're jumping the gun. Wapa, I'll let you ask the next question, because as if you told Leslie what you want to say.
That's why I said leave Leslie. I said leave Leslie for question number 2, because you had the ladies, I have the men. Okay. Okay. Before I go into question 2, I have 2 scenarios. The first scenario is a story we saw on Instagram.
Good point.
What happened? What did he say? Okay, the first scenario is about
hello, 1 second. He said, is it only Leslie who can speak for the men?
No, I'm coming. My question is for the guys. My question is for the guys, yeah. So there's this story. Yeah, there's this story on Instagram. This journalist. He was 21 years, final year in college, met this girl. She's 3 years older. She was a registered nurse, doing well. He said he didn't have a plan. His parents were like giving him money. They were so in love, that love that hit you like a train wreck. And they were doing all this love. Finally, within 3 years, this thing happened between 2011 and 2013. She got pregnant and had a miscarriage, lost one of her fallopian tubes because the pregnancy was ectopic. After that, the girl now changed, and next thing, the girl didn't even break up with him. Next thing, he saw a picture of the girl getting engaged and getting married on social media. So he was like that. He was okay because he didn't have a vision. He didn't have a life. The parents were still giving him money. He was still out of college, didn't know what to do with his life. So his advice to men was, if you're not ready to give a woman what she wants, let her go. Instead of because women, our time, like between 20 and 29, we want to like finish school, have a career, have kids, and if you know you're not going to give her what she wants, let her go. Then Ifeoma sent a voice note for us this morning, which I wanted to add to this thing. It's about a woman who caught her husband. Actually, he's gay. He was sleeping with young boys, so she caught him. So she was, harassing him, and the guy was like, the girl was, I have to leave, I have to tell my parents, I have to leave, I have to tell our priest. And the guy was like, you're not leaving, we're staying together. So by fire, because that's what most of us do. No matter what, we want to have that marriage work, in the dead. So my question goes
this
like,
happened in Igbo land. It's not
yes,
a Igbo story. It happened in Owe.
Yeah, they were speaking Igbo, yeah. So my story, my question is, as a man, is it okay to let a woman go if you can't give her what she wants, e.g. peace of mind, marriage, money, child, and secondly, if you're on the down low, you know you like men, why don't you just, you know, go with men and leave the women? So this is for men, strictly for men. So I'm gonna start with who asked me earlier on, what's your name? There you go, right? Ufuma, can you go first? Ufoma, can you go first?
You guys are much.
Ufoma Peters,
Ufoma, how are you? Welcome to the show.
Yeah, good evening.
Good
Very
evening.
interesting. Yeah. One thing, for domestic violence, there should be no excuse, no basis. Whether the man has been your God and have provided you everything of comfort that can humanly be provided, violence should not be brought into the picture. So for me, it's a no-no. But then,
Thank you.
Because I have had that experience of actually putting somebody through school from pre-degree up to youth service.
You look like a paymaster.
No, that was a long time. But then I just knew we were going to get into funny situations later. And I called and I said, come, I think we should, at this point, call this enough. It was a hard play, but then each person went their separate ways. And we were able to. And even at the point of disengagement, I asked, say, are you saying you would have invested all this in my life, and then at the end of the day, you say, yeah, but I said, look, it's better for us to go our separate ways than to have issues that will keep us at loggerheads later in life.
Hold on, were you the one who said we need to part, or she said?
No, I said because I saw things I would suggest that maybe later in life I'll have cause to look at my children and wonder whether they're really my kids. So, and I didn't want us to get there. So I just had to call, say, come. But she was shocked. I said, you couldn't have done all of this and still be asking that we'll go our separate. I said, but then in life, some people sow in your life and some other people come benefit from all of that. So for me, the violence in no matter what the person done for you in your life should not even be added. So that's my take on this. Small piece of information.
All right. Chibuza, are you here? Chibuza is Chibuza is a lady.
EJ, stop letting that person in. I'll let people in. There's a hacker who's been coming in. They try to do a video struggling themselves. White boys, Ali, don't let them in. I'll be letting people in. I've been removing him.
Okay.
He's been coming different
All
names.
right.
Yeah.
Doyin, are you here? Doyin, are you here?
Yes, I'm here.
Doyin Achiko.
Oh, Doyin Achik. I'm sorry. I thought it was a dude's name. Okay. Benson, can you answer my question?
This is too much. So it's more than
Ben.
And this is somehow.
Okay, Leslie, since I guess you're
What's your question? Where's your question?
Okay, my question is as a man. My question is, as a man, is it okay to let a woman go if you can't give her what she wants? Like, you know, you can't give her babies, you can't give her peace of mind. You know, like Ufuma said, he saw something that wasn't working for them. You know, in Africa, she trained her and everything, still let her go.
On that aspect, yes, I will let go.
On what aspect?
The aspect you just mentioned. If I can't give you what you want, what's the need of keeping you?
Okay, even if you're so madly in love with her and you've invested so much.
I will let her go.
You let her go. Okay, so
I'll let her go to find happiness somewhere else.
Okay, all right. Leslie, can you take that for me?
Okay. I'm going to take it from a couple of perspectives. First of all, the bit about what a woman wants. I tell you what, that thing has, since the inception of Earth or God created human beings, I don't think anybody has been able to encapsulate properly what a woman wants. So
just want to be loved. Just want to be loved. We are easy.
You know, that's one perspective. The other perspective is when it comes to relationship, and I'm talking about when you say when a man cannot, when you let her go, I'm talking about you're looking at marriage, or we're talking about having to achieve the ultimate relationship of marriage. Now, my take on that is, it depends on where you look at it from. Everything in life, there is a short term, there's a mid term, and there's a long term. And most people, and I'm bold to say this, about 80% of marriage considerations are always based on the wrong things. You're looking at somebody, I meet a woman now, and after like 6 months, I go like, oh, this is the best person for me. Okay, I'm now looking at having to make it permanent. But you haven't spent time to look at the other side of the person, the flip side of the person. In other words, there are some not too pleasant sides. Remember, when you're meeting somebody for the first time, you want to put your best foot forward. Yeah. So some people believe that, especially when it comes to women, you're seeing this woman and she's beautiful and she's nice and she's considerate. But, you know, there are men who believe that women know how to pretend and hold their pretense. Likewise, men do pretend. If I'm seeing somebody for the first time now, I don't want to go ahead and tell the person straight away that, oh, you know what, I'm a pedophile, or I'm a wife beater, or I beat people, or I have a mad temper. I wouldn't show that. You want to come across as sweet and nice. They don't write it on the forehead. So my point is, human beings change. Yeah. Who you are now isn't who you were 15 years ago.
Years ago, correct. Yeah.
Who you are as a young girl might change once you've had a couple of babies, because things change, perspective change. So what you look at now and you say, okay, you know what?
He's frozen.
Those people are working so hard, coming in different names. Just ignore them.
I took off screen sharing, so they can't even do shit.
Okay. They're coming in different names.
That kind of stuff. So my point is,
can we report them?
I've been reporting them to Zoom, but they won't act immediately. Go ahead, Leslie.
Yeah. So my point is, people change. Now, when you say not being able to provide what a woman wants, at some point, a relationship starts, is very sweet, is very nice. And at some point, challenges now come in, which is normal in every cycle. Now, at the point of challenges, it tests the relationship and you find out that, oh, this relationship, maybe what I think it is, isn't actually what it is. It's different. I used to think that this girl was an angel, but now I've seen that when she gets mad or she gets angry, she's very, very different, a completely different person. Also, there is the bit about your character and her character coming together and forming something entirely new. So let's say if I had a mild temper and she has a slightly above mild temper, when the two tempers clash, it can produce something entirely different. But if you put them apart, they wouldn't be able to influence each other to that point. My point is, if it's not working and you guys are rational people and you're being unemotional, the word is unemotional, you're being pragmatic about the whole thing, and you're saying, listen, it's not going to work. We've had multiple scenarios whereby we've tried to resolve certain things or get over these certain challenges, it's not working. It's good to let go.
Les, what is Uncle Les? What is it's a situation where the guy is gay, and for 8 years he hasn't really touched her for maybe 10 times in 8 years, or a scenario where okay, they're still dating, and she's 28 and he's 25, and there's no vision, she needs to go on and have a baby, but they're so in love and she's conflicted. Will you, and there are so many people coming to marry her, would you tell her to go marry, or would you have her wait and hold on to you?
It depends.
That's the scenarios we're looking at.
Believe me, I know of couples. These are people who are in their 60s. These are couples who have about 35, 40 years of marriage. The man is gay. Or maybe when he started, he didn't know he was gay. But after having children, I know of an Indian couple, the guy actually will go and solicit guys to, sleep with his wife. And the fact is, in their relationship, how they've been able to articulate it, they found out that they might not need each other to achieve sexual satisfaction.
Gratification, yeah. Okay.
But they have this. No. My point is, for me, if it's not working, if it's giving me sleepless nights, and I'm gonna let go, because at that point I don't have to. You don't have to punish yourself. But my point is, it's not going to be easy to just put it in a box and just define it away, because also understand there are cultural implications as well, depending on who the people are, what culture set they operate from. In England, there are lots of people who, at the end of the day, what keeps the man and the woman in a relationship might not necessarily be having to be satisfied in bed, blah, blah, blah. It could be a whole lot of other things. I know of a guy, there's actually, I don't know if there's this whatever on Netflix about this very rich tycoon and blah, blah, blah. This is a new movie on Netflix, but it's kind of like casts a little spotlight on the affairs of some other people. We might not understand it because we're not from that culture set, but the man and the woman had separate partners. The man is a very rich man, but the way he designed his riches, because he was into tax evasion and scheming and all whatnot, he did it under the wife. So all the money, the wife controls it.
Yeah.
You get my point? So for the purposes of that scheme, for the wealth to be managed between the family, they were still in a relationship, but they had separate partners. And the guy wasn't so bothered with who the wife was sleeping with, or the woman wasn't bothered who the man was sleeping with, because they didn't need that from each other. But from our culture, we rely on our partners. My wife relies on me to be able to satisfy that aspect of the relationship. Now, if for some reason I'm not able to, there are somewhere in the Bible, what's her name? Sarah went and brought her maid to come and sleep with Abraham.
That's where threesome started now.
So my point is, there is an understanding, a vibe which you are able to achieve between your missus in your relation. It might not make sense to anybody else.
I know, I get it.
Both of you can get that.
So many marriages thrive on open relationships and stuff like that. Yeah.
Exactly. But my point is, if it's not working, I'll let go.
Okay, that's good. All right, thank you so much. Any other person have anything to join in before Oche takes the mic? Any input? Oche, go ahead.
It might be easier for the men.
Oh, go ahead.
It might be easier.
Go ahead, Lillian.
It might be easier for the men to let go, especially when they're involved. If kids are involved, like I said earlier, there's so many other things to consider. But if kids are not involved, I think from my experience, it might be easier for the men.
For me, it's easy to let go. My problem is family support. My problem is family support. I can let go anytime.
Before I go ahead, I'd like to apologize because I can't put on my video for some reasons. Please pardon me. Lillian, I am not in your shoes, okay? So pardon me if I'm going to say something that might tick you off, okay? But as a human being, and I'm a very—
Look at Oche ticking somebody off. I'm watching. Where's my popcorn? Popcorn.
That's why I'm apologizing first.
That's okay. That's all right. How Oche is going to tick somebody off this evening.
Lillian, not even worry. She ain't going to tick you off. That kind of
It's easy to talk from the other side of the road, okay? Yeah. But it's he who knows it that feels it. So based on that, I'm talking as a rational human being and as an emotional person. But at the same time, I haven't gone through what you went through for you to say that because of the kids, you had to consider staying. To be honest with you, every mother would share that sentiment. I have 3 kids as well. And the first 2 are way apart from the last one because we didn't want 3 kids. But I can't imagine this house without him.
Don't let the 3rd kid hear this. We didn't want 3. Hey, Oche.
He knows. So the thing is, I can't imagine this house without him. And just like I used to tell people that Abraham was something else, because even though I have 3, if God says bring 1, I'm not giving. But Abraham had only 1. and he willingly brought his child.
Oh, my man.
I want to understand why you are saying that because of your kids, you're going to go through stuff. But I'm looking at it from a different perspective. To be honest with you, if I drop dead now, life goes on. Somebody will bring these children up. So why would I stay in that situation that might actually eat my head because I'm conceiving my children? So, and because I didn't go through what you went through, that's why I'm saying this might tick you off. But looking at it from where I'm standing, to be honest with you, I will take off. Especially anything abuse.
You will cry off.
Me, I don't even need physical abuse. Verbal abuse alone is enough for me. It's almost a deal breaker. If you're verbally abusive, I can take it to an extent, but at some point I can't. I just can't, because like I said earlier, I'm very, very emotional and I'm a very sensitive person. So little things get to me. But having said that, I want to, should I say, empathize with all that you went through. And I'm happy that at the end of the day, you have some sort of peace. And I admire your strength, actually. You are a very strong woman. And I'm sending you hugs from this end.
What about me? What about me?
No, you know,
me and Lillian did the same boat too.
No, you're a special being, so, and you get your hugs all the time.
Thank you.
Izu's hand is up. Izu, do you want to say something before you ask the next question?
Yeah. Can you hear me?
Yes, baby.
Yeah.
Hi, everyone. Yeah, I totally agree with Oche. In fact, she took the words off my mouth, because I used to be of the same opinion as Lillian.
The kids, yeah.
Yeah, the kids, you have to persevere, you have to endure, you know. I'm very passionate about the topic anyway. Marriage is not to be endured, but to be enjoyed.
Exactly.
Or any relationship is not just marriage. I know some people don't even get married these days, but whatever relationship you find yourself in, you need to enjoy it. And the question of the children, you know, staying because of the kids. Like I said before, I used to think, okay, let's stay because of the kids. But now my orientation is, you know, different. Because even the kids, if you have an abusive relationship, the kids will not be happy.
At all.
You are not happy. The man is not happy. So what are you waiting for?
Exactly.
Something has to give. You understand? Something has to give. Someone like my older boy would tell you, why would you stay because of me? Your kids will not forgive you. You're staying and suffering because of them. They won't. My son will tell you, Mom, if I were you, I know exactly what to do. So don't say because of me, because at the end of the day, you're staying, and your staying is making all of us unhappy. So it's just a no-no. Violence, whatever it is, you have to let go at some point. If that is what is going to settle everything, you just have to. But for some individuals, they are quite obstinate. They want to stay, they're adamant. If you have the patience that it will work, good for you. If it works, fine. If it doesn't work, some people, it doesn't work until they get to their grave.
Exactly.
So you just have to think it's, you know, properly.
So just to clarify, if I have to advise my younger self, like if you were here at the beginning, it was the same reason why I stayed, was the same reason that I left, the kids. So if I have to advise my younger self, I will not tell her to stay because of the kids. That was why I stayed. I didn't want my kids to grow up in a broken home, period. That was what I didn't want. So I tried to make it work because of them. But in the end, when I asked my 14-year-old son, you know, what do you think about what's going on in this house? He told me it was normal. So that kind of right there was a bulb flipped in my head. You know, if a child that's 14-year-old can say that this is normal, you know, what is my responsibility as an adult? What should I do? So I stayed because of the kids. That was my personal experience. However, I will be someone that would tell you, do not stay because of the kids, because in the end, you're hurting the kids more than you even know. They're the type that are quiet, that don't say anything. They absorb everything. And in the end, you're hurting them more than you thought you were doing.
Yeah.
So
it's hard for them to start relationships. They think it's going to be, you know, the same thing like mom and dad. You know what I mean? It scars them for life. Yeah.
It depends on the child.
Takes me to the
Depends
can I
on
ask
the
my
person.
question, please?
Yeah, go ahead, OJ.
Okay, as a relation, would you encourage your person to remain in such relationships as described in questions 1 and 2? For question 2, IJ mentioned the guy who, I don't know if he turned gay along the way or he knew he was gay and decided.
You don't turn gay along the way. You've always known.
But for me, that's wicked. If you know you like men, what are you doing with a woman?
No, but because of society now, they have to marry now.
You're not serious. If you feel that this is how you are, and some of them claim that's how God created them, then forget society.
It's like some women, they know they can never stay with one man, but you know, they have to behave to marry.
Can I say this? Yeah, for some of us, you know, we have to understand something. Yeah, my sexual preference has nothing to do with defining who I am. You get my point? It's only because for those of us who come from Nigeria, who come from that part of the world where it is not so common, you know, we struggle to deal with it because we're not confronted with it. It's not very common. But the truth is, that person is still a human being. You know, it doesn't make him make her any less a human being. Most girls.
Leslie, sorry, I need to cut you short on this, okay? Because number one, no, hold on. Number one, we're going to discuss sexuality as a whole, as a complete topic, okay? Then number two, I don't want you to get me wrong. I do not have anything against such people. It is not my business.
Oh yeah, I totally get it.
I'm not condemning them. I'm not saying they are not humans. I am just saying if I know, because some of them claim they didn't realize, you know, it took them time, then when they understood themselves and stuff like that. So if I'm age and I understand myself and I know that I do not have any business with a man, I don't see the reason why I would go and marry.
That is the point. OJ, that is the point. Yeah, I totally understand you, but the point is, how many people, you know, when they're at the point of making that decision, you see, we're much wiser now.
Leslie, I want you to answer my question. Leave this sexuality. If your relation is in such a relationship, what would be your advice? To be or not to be? Should she let go, or she should enjoy a bit, or she should pray, go to the war room on her knees and
Oh no. I am one of the last people who would ever be confronted by a life challenge and I'm saying, oh, let me go down on my knees and pray. Well, what exactly is that? To be very honest, when the solutions are right in front of you, you have to make adjustments, you have to be pragmatic, you have to make some hard decisions. I don't do that. My younger sister, you know, as we can say, is in such a situation. Okay. And you know, at the end of the day, what we decided to do was to package her and the kids, and we moved them out of Nigeria. They're not in Nigeria anymore, so she's not in that place where anybody, you know, the husband can abuse her or do that kind of stuff. You get my point? And we totally removed them from that environment because you see, when it comes to if you remember in the last meeting we had last week, I said something about conditioning. Everybody on this planet is a product of a certain conditioning. That is a conditioning that makes you a violent person, a conditioning that makes you a decent person, a conditioning that makes you a driven person, a lazy person, make you a gay person, and so on and so forth. It's just conditioning. What were you exposed to? A lot of us didn't really end up becoming married as a process of 100% our choices or our process. Some of it was influenced by parents, family, other people. So, and in that, or even in this situation where you have this man who came and paid all your school fees and then you felt that you were obliged to marry him, that is also some sort of influence. You know, if you had your choice, you could have said to the man, I'm happy for you to pay my school fees, thank you, but me marrying you, I'm not too sure. But you couldn't say that because you wanted him to be able to help you out in that situation where you were. So being pragmatic and calling a spade, I will not, encourage or counsel my relation or my family member to be in a stagnant position in life, a position whereby her well-being, the well-being of her children, and the children's future is severely threatened. I wouldn't do that, because if you see, talking about, what I think Oche or someone Lillian said something about, the experiences scarring the kids. There is a trauma that I can deal with as a 48-year-old man, but my 18-year-old son, who doesn't have my level of experience, who doesn't have my level of understanding and wisdom, might not be able to articulate and absorb that trauma. He might not understand it, but I can, because I have the experience, I've had the years to be able to look at it and look at the, examine it from multiple perspectives. But a 9-year-old child will not. He cannot see that. He cannot see it as an adult would. So why would I want to put him in that sort of situation where he has to deal with those kind of issues? It's not good.
Thank you.
Okay. Sorry, Martha, you wanted to say something earlier. I saw Martha raise her hand. Okay. Thank you. Thank you, Leslie. Yeah, please go ahead.
Yeah.
Martha, no day here again.
Answering that question, if it's my relation, how would I go about it? I am the kind of person that don't like people deciding for me. So on that note, I'm very careful not making decisions for people. People, when I mean people now, people who are not under my control, adults.
Third party, yeah.
Yeah, so I would generally allow them make that decision. I'll be blunt to tell them what I see or what I perceive as issues in that relationship, and I'll let them make that decision. Because in most cases where people are in relationships out of sympathy or out of fear, at times there's an atom of what they call love. It might not be, because I don't really believe in that love word strongly. There should be that atom of, oh, I love him. He's bad, but I love him. Even though he says this to me, but I love him. He will change, or he's different the other time. It's just because he's stressed. It's because people keep making excuses.
Is it loving or mocking to submission? It doesn't.
So it's a difficult question for me. Like Leslie was able to say, no, I'll tell them come out. I don't have that willpower to tell people to come out. Or rather, I choose not to tell people. I'll let people make up their mind. And but I will consistently tell you what.
Let me cut you short. So if somebody, me as my friend, I come and you see me with black eye, like my head is swollen and everything, you tell me to stay. You won't say anything. You won't advise me. Or I call you to take me to the hospital. You took me to the hospital. They are telling you, oh, your friend has concussion. Her eye might be, it might be blurry forever. So what would be your advice? You got buckets.
No, that's okay, I'll tell you what I would say. And you could know that's what I would say. I'll tell you, Joma, are you really you need to leave this marriage. What's your view? What do you think? Because I might tell you to leave and you tell me audible like this, so it's just I annoyed him.
I want you to say you advise her to leave a dangerous situation.
Not outright. Yeah, I'll show you the pros and cons of what you're into, and then allow you make that decision. There's a comment here from I think it says that sometimes people are not in that right frame of mind to make a decision.
It's fear. It's financial fear
for them. Somebody said they happened to my kid sister, and trust me, she's doing perfectly well without the man now, obviously. This is just me being honest. I don't like telling people, because let people make their decision. Even though you think you're not in a frame of mind, you still have that frame of mind to say yes, you want to stay there. It's a difficult thing for me to do.
If I'm sorry, let me just quickly come in here, please. Everybody, allow me. I think what you're saying is, you won't make that decision for them.
That's it.
Which is fine. I agree with you that you give somebody a very frank and unbiased, that can give opinion about a situation, doesn't necessarily mean.
Yeah, because the final decision is yours as an adult. I can only advise, let me finish it for Leslie. I can only advise you, but you are the one who's going to carry your bags and go away. I've had situations where brothers went and, okay, Martha is back.
Hello. Hello.
Yeah, Martha, go ahead. We've lost Leslie again. Martha, go ahead.
Okay. I just want to give my own suggestion. For me, I know everybody have different opinions about this, and one, it's a very sensitive situation and topic, especially when it comes to your relative. So for me personally, maybe based on having experienced it, not me personally, but my aunt, right? And this is my mother's younger sister, and she died in it. So this, in her situation, it was like, come out, she no gree. Come out, she no gree. 5 children. She had 5 kids. So it got to the extent that her brothers, my mom, everybody, they went there. Like the man will beat her and she will collapse. Now neighbors will say, the neighbors will come and they are pouring water. Her sisters, brothers, they will be there. By the time they get there, they are pouring water on her. So when it gets to that situation, whether the person wants to take it or not take it, this one is by force. This one, so there are situations that yes, we will advise, oh, it's like this, it's like this. So finally make your decision. Then there are situations that we are not waiting for your decision. This one now is by force. We have to carry you out from there. So, and when it got to that situation that they have to carry her out from there, the last straw that broke the camel's back was she sneaked out and went back. And going back, our reason was just like, oh, the kids. It wasn't even about whether she lost the guy. It was the kid. The kids, oh, my kids. I will never leave this kid for this man, blah, 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 blah. So when they took her out for almost 3 months, 2 months, she sneaked out. This one, they were looking for her. And by the time they found out, the lady is dead. The man has killed her there and ran to Benin. So it took years again before they finally got him and arrested. But this was years back. The children are grown up and everything. And when they grew up, they ended up fighting with their dad.
Of course.
To the extent that their dad became ill. The first son went there to tie him in the hospital so that he would die there. Like that hatred. So my point here is that not going into so much details about it. I'm just saying, in as much as we can advise, right? Especially when you say you've seen a friend or a relative that they've beaten her up, and that's every time beats, one tooth out, one eye blind, one leg broken. My dear, I'm not saying, yes, you shouldn't advise from your own end, but there are times that force has to be implemented. If it means tying her, taking her out of that city, wherever it is, make her, cripple her, because I know my aunt, her brothers crippled her financially. They refused to even give her money. They crippled her so that they will see where to get her to understand. Fortunately, it didn't end well. So sometimes the advice it should be forceful.
My brothers would take, my brother, 11 months after I came to America, my brother took me out. But I stayed back. I went back because my dad wanted me to continue the marriage, the old school. But yeah, so my brothers would take me out, and they did. So yeah.
Yeah.
Martha, you hide your face, no wahala. Well, to me, like you said, if it's my relation, I'm not. If it's getting too bad, I will tell you to leave. If it's getting so bad, I will tell you to leave.
Yeah.
Because I have one problem. Just like when my younger sister wanted to get married, I woke her up one night around 1 a.m. I said, "This thing you said, are you sure you want to go into that?" She said, "Yes." I said, "Why I'm telling you this is because if anything comes up, I will not be involved because I asked you." So even when issues came up in that marriage, if they call me, I'll tell them I'm not saying anything.
Did you know anything? Did you know anything the guy was doing wrong?
I didn't know anything, but I didn't have that. I didn't have that.
You had the intuition that he wasn't a
my
good guy.
spirit was not accommodating the man.
Mm.
So when she said it, I said, when they had issue, I said, when they called me, I said, I am not saying anything. Because one, I called you, asked you, are you sure you want to go into this? I gave her my reasons that my spirit does not align with the man. But she said, and at this, I said, okay, it's you, not me. So the decision is for her to make. But when the whole issue got to an extent that when I see my younger sister, I'll start crying. I had to take a stand and move her out of that marriage.
Mm-hmm.
When I saw she was no longer like my sister that I knew all the way she was growing up,
mm-hmm.
My sister started getting lean and so on. I told her, hey, you have to come back home. So when the guy saw me one of the days and was like, I said, hey, hold it there, Uche. Don't even come close to me. You know that if I want to deal with you, I'm going to deal with you. Just step aside. Go. I don't want to see you. He will send me text and say, I will say, I don't want to see you. I warned my sister at the beginning. I said, Uche, I don't want to see you. Till my sister left, even the way my sister left, he didn't know. I took my sister to the court, to the welfare. They did everything and served her the letter. I did everything. So for me, when it's getting to something like just what Martha narrated, for me, I'll tell you, I will make the decision for you now. I'll tell you, go. Mm-hmm. But I know it's going to be hard but for me to say, but I'll tell you, go.
Thank you, everybody.
Yeah. Anyway, bottom line, one thing we're trying to bring out of today's conversation is about people staying in relationships out of pity or from some flimsy reasons.
No, but you should understand that our forefathers, those before us, so many of them maybe maltreated their wives.
They did.
But their wives stayed because of the kids.
No, they didn't know better. No, most times they didn't know better. My grandmother didn't stay. They didn't know better.
No.
They didn't know better because the society was against them.
That was the knowledge they had then.
That's what I'm saying. They didn't know better. If you know better, you do better. Yeah.
I don't agree with you that they don't know better. They know.
They don't.
No, they do.
Because they feel that if they leave marriages, they will tam them and shower, they will call them, everything will happen, this will happen. Even till date, people are still having difficulties leaving those relationships. So, and it's from things those are things we learned that we need to unlearn. Like, it's okay.
Well, it's okay, but the only thing is, for me, like my relation, I'll advise you to leave. Simple.
Thank you, Benson. Nufuma wants to say something. Nufuma, go ahead.
Nufuma, you have so many admirers today.
Good evening. Thanks for granting the audience. For me, life is sacrosanct. Anything that threatens life, relationship, I think you should protect your relative if the need arises. I've lost a brother, and I know what it means to say you have a loved one who's crying for help in a relationship, saying, "Come, I'm not enjoying my marriage. I need help." So, if I'm given the opportunity, this is not something anybody wants to do. I like to be the one who will not interfere in somebody else's marriage, because between two people involved in a marriage, they found themselves, they chose to get married, and they thought they are best for themselves. But then again, anyone who's related to you for help, it shouldn't be taken lightly. Because it's better to have your relative alive than to go for a funeral.
I tell you.
If the question is, if your relative was found in an institution like that, what would you do? Given the benefit of hindsight now, I'd say, whatever way I can intervene, I will. Because it's better to have your relative alive. Sorry. But that's my 2 points on this. Thanks.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Can we take one more comment before we round up, because we're running behind schedule again today? Not
always.
delivery.
You always run late.
I know, we enjoy it. Lillian, yeah.
So I wanted to say the last, no, not the last one, before that gentleman that spoke. The bottom line is it is up to that person. For example, in my case, a lot of people were, advising me to do something that I didn't want to do, which is withdraw the divorce papers. Yeah. And everyone was begging me. I mean, people came all the way from London to tell me to withdraw the divorce papers. But
and you'd be like, hell no.
In the end, I did what I felt was best for me and my kids, So if you can tell that person it's a bad situation for you, you don't have to entertain this, you don't have to deal with this. In the end, it will still be that person's decision. As for my case, it was my decision because I was the one that was in the situation and I didn't want it anymore. I think it's more beneficial when you realize that you need a change. And when you make that change, you have a lasting impact. But if someone is telling you to do this just because they felt it was better for you, in the end, who knows how it will turn out? You might turn out regretting, telling that person to leave. But I think it's more lasting and beneficial when you can actually internalize what's going on and say, yes, I need than people telling you to make the change.
Okay. Rukma, your hand up again. Quickly, so we can go to overtime.
Yeah. Thanks. I just like to add to what she just said. When I was making my own submission on this, I said, if your relative who's involved in that kind of abusive relationship calls out for help, you shouldn't turn a deaf ear to. You understand? So I'm in agreement with you where you see it ultimately will be your decision. And in being your decision, even calling out for help is part of your decision. And so we won't be going contrary to your decision when we come and say, okay, based on the decision from you, we're coming to see how we can assist you get out of an abusive relationship. So I think on the whole, we're probably on the same part of this.
Yeah. Yes, definitely. And you need that family support.
Yes.
A long way to help, especially if you feel like you can't really do a lot of things on
the
your
danger
own.
we run in some of these things is most times when your family members call out for help like that, I didn't pick your partner for you. Okay. Your business. So
yeah. We're going
to overtime so everybody can give us the real life examples.
Hold on. Yeah. So thank you everyone for being a part of today's show. Just sit back after we go offline because we're still saying having the overtime. The essence of today is just to support each other. A lot is going on. A lot is going on everywhere. Relationships are not easy. Hold on. If it's good and it's helping you, it's making you happy, hold on tight. Everybody needs somebody. Let go if it's hurting, because there's a picture that says holding on could be more damaging or more dangerous than letting go. And sometimes letting go could be damaging than holding on. Again, it leaves that thin line of patience. Would I wait for things to turn around? Do I need to let go now and be happy forever after? I am a product of a broken home. Touch wood, it didn't affect my decision to go into a relationship, and it hasn't, and it wouldn't, because my head is still on my neck. I know what I'm thinking. So let's just help each other where we can. Talk to each other if you need help and make that decision. Realize it yourself. Don't let people push you into what you don't want to do. Sometimes if you're blind, I guess that's where they'll come and cripple you and move you from one position to the next. So sit back for the overtime and join us next week, same time, for another interesting topic. We love you all.
Love you guys.